Welcome to the BISP Solutions. So, our today's scenario is chain holding in statement of financial position. What does chain holding means? When holding company holds share in some subsidiary and that same subsidiary entity holds share in some another subsidiary, such type of holding is known as chain holding subsidiaries. Okay, now chain holding may take various forms. In type 1, the parent company does not hold any share in the subsidiary. That is, there are three companies A, B, and C. A company invests in company B and B company has invested in company C. So B is the subsidiary of A and C is the subsidiary of B. And because of B, C becomes the subsidiary of A Limited. A has not made any direct investment in C. So this is one of the form of the chain holding. In type 2, both the parent and subsidiary hold share of subsidiary. That means A Limited has invested in B, B has invested in C, A also invests some percentage in C Limited. Means for C Limited, B and A both are the holding companies. This is the another form of chain holding. In type 3, more than one subsidiary of the parent company holds share in the subsidiary. That means A Limited has three subsidiaries B, C, and D, and all these subsidiary has invested in E Limited. Okay. So for E Limited now, the holding companies are B, C, and D, and for B, C, and D, the holding company is the A Limited. So this is another form of another form of chain holding. Now, what are the steps of the chain holding subsidiary? How to solve this chain holding subsidiary while doing the consolidation? Okay, first, always starts with the smallest subsidiary. That means if we see in type 2, A Limited has invested in B, B has invested in C, and A has also invested in C Limited. Okay, so the smallest subsidiary is C because it has two holding company B and A. So first we'll start with the C Limited. That is, we'll prepare the AOP of C Limited first from B Limited point of view, as well as AOP will be prepared from the point of view of A Limited, because two different company has invested in C at two, maybe at the same date acquisition may be there or different date acquisition. Okay, all calculate the AOP of the subsidiary from each holding company point of view. Okay, then goodwill, NCI, and post acquisition reserves will be calculated normally. After calculating the AOP of C from both the company's point of view and AOP of B Limited from A Limited point of view, we'll calculate the goodwill, NCI, and post acquisition reserve as we used to calculate while doing the consolidation. And if there are any intercompany transaction, we'll just eliminate that while preparing the consolidated balance sheet. Okay, now we'll see this example through Excel. Chain holding subsidiary balance sheet is given as on 31st March 2017. There are three companies Ram, Sham, and Tom Limited. Ram Limited is the purchaser, Sham Limited is the subsidiary, and Tom Limited the sub subsidiary. Okay. Inventories. Separate balance sheet items are asset side inventories, trade receivable, cash and bank, equipments. Investment is there 32,000 shares in Sham, 4,000 shares in Tom. Okay, who has invested this? We can see from the asset side in Ram Limited balance sheet. Okay, means Ram Limited has invested 32,000 shares in Sham and Ram has invested 4,000 shares in Tom. Means Ram has invested in Sham also and Ram has invested in Tom also. And this investment is given in the balance sheet of asset side of Sham. That means Sham has invested in Tom 12,000 shares. Percentage we'll calculate later on. And liability side, share capital, general reserve, profit and loss account, deferred tax liability, trade payable, and long term debt is given. Okay, date of acquisition is on 1st January 2014. Balance sheet date was 31st March 2017. That means after 3 years the balance sheet is given. 14, that means 14, 15, 16, that was March 17, 3 years difference is given. Okay, now the adjustments are current liability of Ram is the holding company, it includes 1 lakh due to the Tom Limited. Okay, this is the intercompany transaction. Sham Limited has advanced 1,50,000 to Tom Limited. This is also the intercompany transaction. Now, Ram Limited, that is a holding company, it has acquired its investment on 1st April 2016 in Sham. On that date, balance in the general reserve was 280 and PNL was 5,20,000. That means pre-balance is given. Ram Limited acquired its investment on 1st April 2016 in Tom also. Okay. On that date, debit balance in the PNL was 480 in the books of the Tom. Okay. Sham Limited acquired an investment in Tom Limited on 1st April 2014, and at that time the debit balance in the PNL was 1,60,000. Okay, all the three companies investment is given on which date they have made the investment, and the balance of general reserve and PNL is given. Okay, now Sham assets includes 4,80,000 which were invoiced by Ram at price which was 20% above cost. That means unrealized profit adjustment is also given. First, we'll calculate the percentage of holding, because directly it is not given, it is given in the form of share. So first we'll see Tom's share, because in Tom, Sham Limited has also invested and Ram Limited has also invested. Okay, so first we'll see the share of Tom, that is 16 lakh share capital is given and 100 rupees face value is there, so 16,000 shares. Total shares Tom 16,000. Okay, 4,000 shares was acquired by Ram. Okay, and Sham has acquired so 12,000 shares. So percentage of holding will be 12,000 divided by 16,000 comes to 75%, and 4,000 divided by 16,000 comes to 25%. That means 100% are 100% shares are held by Ram and Sham only. So there is no minority interest in case of Tom. Okay, while in case of Sham, if we see, share capital is 40 lakh, face value 100, that means 40,000 shares, and 32,000 shares were acquired by the Ram. That means 32,000 divided by 40,000 comes to 80%. Okay, so we can see now that Ram Limited has invested in Sham, 80% investment it has done. Ram has invested in Sham 80%, Sham has invested in Tom 75%, Ram has invested in Tom 25%. We have done this calculation. Okay, after that, first we have seen the steps like first prepare the AOP of the smallest subsidiary. Here the smallest subsidiary we can see is the Tom, because Ram is also investing and Sham is also investing. The first will prepare the AOP of Tom from the point of view of Sham as well as from the point of view of Ram. Okay, so AOP of Tom for Sham and for Ram. So first we are preparing for Sham. Okay, pre, post and total. Total will be, it will be seen from the balance sheet. PNL, debit balance of 6,40,000. So minus 6,40,000. Here PNL, it balance it was given in the adjustment 1,60,000. Sham acquired investment in Tom on 1st April 2014. At that time balance was 160. So 160 negative. So balance to 640 minus 160 comes in post. That is 4,80,000. Okay, and Sham share was 75%. Okay, 75%. So this profit into 0.75 will go to the Sham 0.75. Okay, there is no minority here in case of Tom. Now AOP of Tom for Sham, balance of PNL we have already seen 640. Balance of PNL when Ram has made the investment, at that time the balance was 4,80,000 debit balance. Okay, so 4,80,000, the remaining will come in post profits, and Ram percentage was 25% into 0.25 into 0.25. Okay, now we'll prepare the AOP of the Sham, pre, post and total. Total we'll see from 2,80,000, that is from the balance sheet. 2,80,000 pre, it is given in the adjustment. Ram has acquired its investment. It has made the investment on 1st April 2016 in Sham. At that time, the balance in general reserve was 280 and PNL was 520. Okay, general 280, PNL 520, and balance sheet we have seen 280 and PNL balance 960. So remaining difference it will come here, profit and loss. In general reserve there is no difference, 280 was the pre and total is also the same, and here it will be the difference 960 minus 520, that is 4,40,000. Total is this. Now we are preparing, we are seeing the profits of Sham. So Sham has received the profits from Tom also, that is 3,60,000. It will get from Tom, so he will include in his own AOP. Okay, this 3,60,000 is a 3 years profit. Okay, because Sham has made the investment on 1st April and 14, and Ram has made the investment in Sham on 1st April and 16. So some belongs to the pre and some belongs to the post. You can understand by this timeline. If you prepare Tom Limited timeline, that is 1st April 14, Sham has invested 75% shares in Tom Limited. At that time the P&L balance was this, and on 1st April 2016, Ram has invested 25%. At that time, the P&L balance was 4,80,000. And on 31st March 17, the P&L balance was 6,40,000. Okay, if you prepare the Sham Limited timeline, 1st April, no investment directly. Ram has made the investment on 1st April 2016, 80%. At that time, P&L and general balance were given. And on the closing date also, P&L and general balance was given. Okay, so the profits which Sham has received from the Tom Limited, it belongs to the full year. Okay, that is the all the 3 years profit. But Ram has invested here. Okay, so this profit it will come in the Sham Limited AOP. So some belongs to the pre period and some belongs to the post period. That is, 2 years belong to the pre, that is from 14-15 and 15-16, and 16-17 belong, it's a post period profit. So we will adjust accordingly. Okay, this 3,60,000, some will be added in the pre, some will be added in the post. So 1 year belongs to the post. Okay, this 3,60,000 into 1 divided by 3. Similarly here it will be done 3,60,000 into 2 years belong to the pre, that is 240. 240 belongs to the pre and 120 belongs to the post. Okay, now the total profits are 560 and 320. 80% is the shareholding of Ram, so remaining will be 20% for minority holders. So we'll calculate 560 into zero point 0.8 equals to 560 into zero point 0.2 for minority, and post profit same, 320 into zero point 0.8, 320 into zero point 0.2. Okay, now we'll do the calculation of the COC. See, investment, we'll just add up all the investment which are given. 480 plus 2 lakh plus 7,20,000. So the investment is 57 lakh and 20,000. We always do in the calculation of CAC, investment less net assets acquired. Net asset we calculate through equity way, that is share capital and pre profits what are given in the balance sheet. So less share capital. Tom Limited share capital is 16 lakh. Percentage of holding was 100% because 75% was held by Sham and 25% by Ram. So 100%. So into 100%, 16 lakh only. But in case of Sham Limited, share capital is 40 lakh, into 80% was our shareholding, so 32 lakh. Okay, less pre profits. Now this COC calculation investment is done by Ram. Okay, holding company is seeing ki it has paid more or less. So now Ram will see that what all pre profits it has got from Sham. 4,48,000 it has received from Sham. From Tom also it has received 1,20,000, and from when Sham has received from Tom, that profits will also come here, because ultimately Ram is the holding company of Sham. So whatever profit Sham has received from Tom, Ram Limited will get the share in those profit also, and it has 80% share, so pre profits will be coming here. Okay, in the calculation of goodwill. So investment less share capital less pre profit. So goodwill is 7,12,000. It comes in the asset side. Intangible asset 7,12,000. Okay, now we'll do the calculation for the minority interest. Share capital of Sham was, I think, 40 lakh. Yeah, into 20%. Similarly, post profit, only MI is calculated in case of Sham. So pre and post profit will be coming here only directly. Okay, so total of the minority interest is 9,76,000. It comes in the liability side, 9,76,000. Okay. Now we'll do the consolidated. We'll prepare the consolidated reserves and P&L account. Okay. Now consolidated, that is the holding company is preparing this. So Ram Limited general reserve is 16 and profit and loss is 13,60,000. General reserve 16, profit and loss is 13,60,000. So we'll add the profit which it has received from. Now post profits will be added, like 40,000 negative balance it has received from Tom. Similarly, it has received 2,50,000 from Sham. It has also received this 3,60,000 from AOP of Sham. Okay, because ultimately owner or holding company, ultimate holding company is the Ram. Okay, so this will also be coming, but this effect has already been given in the AOP of Sham. Sham has already included these profits. We have seen this. So no further adjustment will be done for this, because otherwise there will be duplication of this amount. Okay, double effect will be given. So will be there. So we are not doing the 3,60,000. We are not taking this amount in the consolidated reserves and surplus. Okay. So less stock reserve. Okay, there was an adjustment for stock reserve also. For like Sham includes for like 80,000, which was invoiced by Ram. Means Ram has sold the stock to Sham at 480, and he has earned he has sold 20% above cost. Okay, so there was an unrealized profit, stock 480. Let's suppose if cost is 100, then selling price is 120, means 20 is the profit. So 4,80,000 divided by 120 into 20. We are calculating the profit, that's why doing into 20. It comes to 80,000. So we have to remove this unrealized profit effect, which is included in the stock of Sham Limited. So or it will be reduced from the P&L also. Okay, because entry is P&L account debit to stock. Okay, so less stock reserve 80,000. So consolidated reserves and surplus comes to 30,96,000. 30,96,000 consolidated reserves and surplus. Now we'll just add up all the figures. 20 lakh plus 25 plus 5 lakh minus 80,000. We have just seen unrealized profit, which will be reduced from stock as well. Trade receivables 740 plus 15 lakh 20 plus 2 lakh 80. There was one adjustment. Current liability of Ram includes 1 lakh due to the Tom. That means it is a trade payable for the Ram, and so it will be trade receivable for the Tom. Okay, in both trade payable and trade receivable, 1 lakh must be included. So while preparing the consolidated balance sheet, we have to remove this intercompany transaction. In second case also, Sham Limited has advanced 150 to Tom. That means he has given 150 lakh to Tom, means it must be trade receivable for Sham and trade payables for Tom. So 150 will also be removed from both the trade payable and trade receivable while preparing the consolidated balance sheet. So we will eliminate the effect of total 2,50,000. Okay, minus 2,50,000. Cash balance, no further adjustment is given. So we'll directly add up these items. 25 lakh plus 25 lakh plus 10 lakh. Okay, investment doesn't come here, and goodwill we have already seen 7 lakh 12,000. 7 lakh 12,000. So our total asset side is 1 crore 72 lakh and 22,000. Okay, in liability side, share capital of only holding company comes, so we have just taken that. General reserve consolidated, we have already calculated consolidated reserves and surplus 30 lakh and 96,000. Okay, now non-controlling interest, we have already done the calculation, 9,76,000. Okay, deferred tax liability, we'll just add up all the figures, 80 plus 2 lakh plus 1 lakh 20,000. Similarly, trade payables 6 lakh plus 13 lakh plus 3 lakh minus 2 lakh 50 intercompany transactions. Okay, we have reduced 2 lakh 50 from trade payable as well as from trade receivables. Okay, long term debt, we'll just add all the three figures. So total of the liability side is 1 crore 72 lakh and 22,000. So our balance sheet is tallied. This is how we do the adjustment for chain holding subsidiary. If you have any doubt, feel free to contact us. Thank you.